Being with us tonight at 6, we are just 1 hour away from polls closing this primary day. We have team coverage across Metro Atlanta. Karis Belger has a message from the Fulton County District Attorney as she faces re-election. And Cody Alcorn is in DeKalb County, where voters will choose the next CEO. But first, the Secretary of State says one polling location is running off of battery power after a tractor trailer knocked out the electricity.
So the county we're talking about is Troup County. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says ballots are still being cast at that precinct. Georgia Power is now working to try to get things back online. Raffensperger says that even with the wreck, voting is still running smoothly. The secretary says the wait time to vote at any location in our state is about 1 minute.
Talking about long lines, what we've shown is that we'll have short lines in Georgia. We'll have fair, honest, and accurate elections.
Raffensperger says the state is on track to have more than 1 million people total voting in this election. And just coming into our newsroom, we're hearing from the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis.
It is one of the top races that we are following for you today. Willis running for re-election as she briefly answered a few questions this afternoon while out campaigning. Karis Belger joining us live tonight. So, Karis, what did she have to say here?
Well, when we heard from Fulton County DA Fani Willis, she focused on her record since she took office 4 years ago. Willis is facing Christian Wise Smith, the Democratic challenger, for their party's nomination for Fulton County District Attorney. And recently, Willis has been facing some criticism over her office's handling of the pileup and backlog of cases that began to pile up before she took office. There have been criticisms from her challenger about her office's ability to work through the caseload, especially while also prosecuting the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Now, Willis mentioned she has done a good job assembling a team to tackle these challenges.
I put together a dream team. If I haven't done anything else right, I've done that right. I have put together a team of just competent lawyers and professionals and investigators, and they're doing amazing work, and we're doing it as a team. The backlog, if you remember when we got here, was 18,000 unindicted cases going back 7 years. It doesn't exist any longer.
Now, whoever wins the Democratic nomination will face off against Republican candidate Courtney Kramer in November. Kramer is running unopposed for her party's nomination. Back to you.
All right, Karis, thanks a lot for the update. A very important race tonight is out of DeKalb County, the CEO. Michael Thurman has been on the job for 8 years, but he cannot run again because of those term limits. So this means someone new will be taking over in January. 11 Live's Cody Alcorn is following that race for us tonight. Cody?
Yeah, Ron, I'm at one of those 3 upcoming watch parties tonight. We're actually off 285 in Chamblee, where Lorraine Cochran Johnson and her supporters will be gathering here in just a couple of hours. And what I'll tell you what's unique about this race, unless you're new to DeKalb County, all 3 candidates should be pretty familiar with the voters. That's because they've all served on the DeKalb County Commissioners Board. What I can tell you, those names, if you're not from DeKalb County, are Steve Bradshaw, Lorraine Cochran Johnson, and Larry Johnson. Now, there is no Republican candidate running, so we will be watching this closely to see if either 3 of these candidates can secure enough votes tonight to avoid a potential runoff. Now, as you just mentioned, Michael Thurman has been DeKalb County's CEO for the past 8 years. Some of his priorities, Ron, have included water improvement projects along with balancing the county's budget. 11 Live reporter Christy Diaz actually sat down with him recently and asked if he could give these candidates some advice tonight who are looking to take over once his tenure ends.
What challenges do you think they will face?
There are always challenges. But one of the things that's unique about being the CEO of DeKalb County, one of the most diverse counties in the United States of America, you must have advanced political skills in order to win the race. But once elected, 90% of the job has nothing to do with partisan politics.
What does it have to do with?
Running a government. You got to make sure that the garbage is picked up, the traffic lights are working, that people are safe. It's about picking up the litter. It's about mowing the right-of-way. It's about making sure clean, fresh water comes out the tap when people turn it on.
Of course, we are under an hour from when polls will close here in DeKalb County. I talked to election officials. They said things have been running smoothly today. We expect Lorraine Cochran-Johnson to show up just before 8 o'clock tonight. Now, our goal is to make it to all three of these watch parties, but our next two are about an hour away. So once we talk to Lorraine here, we'll be heading to talk to the other two. We expect those candidates to be speaking to us as well, and we'll have those results tonight at 11.
I know you're going to be on top of that one, Cody. Thanks a lot. You know, we're less than 60 minutes away from the polls closing and the results rolling in.
And Zach Merchant and Faith Jesse with our 11 Alive political team, along with our panel of veteran political insiders, will be tracking all of those returns for you all night long, starting at 7, streaming on 11 Alive Plus. So, guys, what are the races that you will be watching and focusing on for us tonight?
Yeah, and it really is just so hard to pick just one.
So many.
That's the beauty of going on for a long time tonight, starting at 7 o'clock with
Absolutely.
a great panel of people who really know their stuff. But if I had to pick just one that I'm thinking about right now, it's the Supreme Court contest between John Barrow and sitting Justice Andrew Pinson. It's rare in Georgia for a Supreme Court justice, an incumbent, to face a serious challenge. But that's what Pinson has on his hands right now. Former Democratic Congressman John Barrow is mounting a serious challenge to Pinson, and he's put the issue of abortion access at the center of his campaign. We've seen reproductive rights be a big impact issue in other races across the country over the last, well, since Roe was overturned. We're going to be watching tonight to see what kind of impact it might have right here in Georgia.
Absolutely. And another big race, we actually had her on the Georgia vote, Misha Maynor. She is a state representative from District 56. This is actually going to be her third time seeking re-election, but this time she's seeking re-election as a Republican. So tonight we're going to be looking at the Democratic side, 4 people vying for a spot to go against her in November. And in November, we're going to see if her district will either stay blue or flip red. So that's going to be interesting to see who is going to be going against her in November.
You got to talk to her. You were being humble about that. It was your interview on the Georgia vote. There's such an interesting dynamic in that race. One last thought as we get out of here. What do you think we're going to see moving ahead in that race?
Well, you know what? It's going to be interesting to see. She says that people are going to pick her for her, not the alphabet near her name. But like we said, tonight we're focusing on that Democratic side to see who's going to be going against her. But Zach, I'm so excited because if you guys don't know, every Sunday on the Georgia Vote, you can watch us. And we usually only have a couple of minutes with our panelists. Tonight, we are going all night long, 7 to 11.
We can't wait to see you.
We'll see you guys there.
All right, well, remember, polls will close tonight at 7. And if you are in line, you can still continue to vote. So don't get out of line at 7 if you are there. And we will have everything that you need to know about today's election for you on our website, 11alive.com. And we can also send it straight to your phone. Just text the word election to 404-885-7600.